Yes, your YouTube homepage is already full of 2024 inspiration, planning content, setting goals, New Year reset, etc. But I'm not like a regular YouTuber, I'm a cool YouTuber. What I mean is, I'm not gonna tell you how to set goals and even less so how to achieve them. That's not me. I'm just a random person on the internet trying to make art a bigger and more consistent part of my life. The TLDR of my goals for this year is that I want to, 1, get better, and 2, be more deliberate about art. There, I just gave you the whole video for free. But if you want to know the specifics, I've actually sorted my goals into 4 categories, 4 houses, if you will. We've got smarts, dedication, ambition, and courage. First up is smarts, or basically technical skills. My first goal is that I want to strengthen my conceptual capacities. That means being able to come up with an interesting concept for a piece versus just going for, this looks nice. And this focus on concept first, I really think it can affect so much about your work, from the composition, the themes, the creative associations, having a distinct look, or even, dare I say, a style that is yours. To do this, I want to make sure I visit a museum, an exhibit, a gallery, an event, something. I want to do something cultural once a week, because I always find that when I get to see other people's work, it gets the gears turning. It's so important, and I'm very lucky to be living in a very artistic area, so we'll have plenty of opportunities for sure. Oh, and take notes. I want to take notes on the artworks I see. Note them down, write down the artist, and also write down anything that comes to mind when I look at them. My second goal is color theory, maybe following an intro to color theory course. Now, I have heard of color theory, I know about complementary colors and basic concepts like that, but I always struggle to pick a color palette for my work, always. And yet I do know, I'm very aware that color is very important in art. Color can create a mood, an atmosphere. It can make you feel calm with a harmonious palette. It can make you feel uneasy with clashing colors. It can make you feel energized with complementary colors. See, I do know a little bit. But yeah, when it comes to picking my own colors, I have no idea. And I want to find a little bit more confidence in that. So I think getting a few technical classes in would be really helpful. My next goal is actually to take a painting class. I would like to do more traditional art this year. Last year I did a lot of digital drawing, and especially a lot of like perfect drawings, you know, like I was working on patterns for stained glass, so you have to have very straight lines or very like perfect curves, things like that. So I wasn't really playing around with line weight, light and shadow, perspective, all that kind of stuff. And I really want to work on those basic skills. I like it, I miss working on them, and I also know that it would help take anything that I make to the next level. The next category is dedication, aka personal development. A big one is I want to improve my discipline. Oh man. Obvi, discipline would improve just about everything in my life, not just my artwork. But I've never been someone particularly disciplined. I find self-guided study extremely hard. I struggle to commit to a gym class because I have to show up at a certain time. Like, it's difficult. I get distracted by new shining projects all the time. I have no issue starting something, but sticking with it is really, really hard for me. Having better discipline to me is also a lot about foresight and planning ahead. So time blocking, keeping track of my art progress, yes, that's great. But also making sure I take time off of work. Yeah, that would be pretty nice. Next is the secret project. I'm not gonna tell you what it is exactly, but I'm gonna give you a few hints and we'll see if you can guess what I'm talking about. Now this involves art and personal development. It takes a few weeks to complete. It's a popular topic on ArtTube. Leave your guesses in the comments, and if you get it right, I'll send you an emoji. The next category is ambition, aka portfolio. The first thing I want to do is I want to explore the art studio thing. Now, this one is very specific and it's very exciting. There's this place which is a co-working space for artists. You can join the association and have access to their space for pretty cheap, honestly. I think this sounds so cool, and I definitely want to try it out and see how it feels. My main question is whether this would really be suitable for my glass work. I would probably have to set up shop in their woodworking area, which sounds a little cold and a lot messy, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, have to try it out and just see how it feels, how it goes, and also maybe talk to the people who organize it to see how I can best utilize the space. The next art goal is to make stained glass, make a lot of it, and make it for real this time. In March, I will be moving into a hopefully more long-term apartment, so I should be able to settle in and dedicate a bit more of my time and my brain power to glass, finally. I'll be working on new designs, of course, but I want to explore pre-made patterns too. Professionals definitely know how to build a sturdy design a lot better than I do, so even though I like creating my own things, I think it would be really helpful to follow, you know, a validated pattern for a change. I'm also really looking forward to touching glass, cutting glass. That sound is unbeatable. And yeah, refining my skills, building confidence and know-how, and just creating so much more. My next goal is actually to create a collection. Yes, a collection of 5 works is actually probably the most smart goal in this entire list. So the idea is come up with a cool concept, see part 1, then create 5 stained glass pieces around that concept. Why 5? Because 4 feels like not enough and 6 sounds like a lot. So, and the last category is courage, aka content creation. I want to post at least 24 long-form videos on YouTube, which is 2 per month. Now, this year I really invested some time and effort into YouTube, and I posted 11 long-form videos. This is not counting shorts. I posted 37 shorts this year. 11 videos is pretty good considering that I started with a very vague idea of what I wanted to do, and I also moved countries twice. It was a very busy year. So next year I want to post, or this year, I want to post more often, and I want to aim for 2 videos a month. I don't know if I will make that, but I think it's a good goal to work towards either way. The next thing I'm not sure about. I'm toying with the idea of live streaming. I've been interested in live streaming for a long time, but the main thing that's held me back, other than the definite fact that I would have live streamed to 0 people, is that I can't imagine talking to myself for a whole hour. I'm not very talkative, I'm pretty introverted, so live streaming always felt like an extrovert's business, you know? But then I started hearing about co-working style live streams, where you literally just show up, you put the stream on one corner of your screen, and you go about your business. So the point of the stream is just to keep each other accountable. Maybe you chat a little in between your Pomodoro style sessions, but really the point is I wouldn't have to entertain you the whole time, which is a huge relief. So yeah, I'm thinking I could live stream either art making sessions, moments when I'm practicing, moments when I'm brainstorming, things like that, or really simply just at the computer getting work done, proper focus sessions, co-working sessions. Let's put some fantasy music or like a hangpan type of beat and get stuff done together. How does that sound? And be honest, would you actually be interested in this? If not, that's fine. I will just keep working on my own, it's totally cool. And if you are interested, when in the day, and please specify where you are in the world, because I live in France, so 8 AM for me is nighttime if you're in the US, for instance. So those are all my art goals for the coming year, at least so far. I'll keep an open mind, and if a better goal presents itself, that's fine. I can always switch gears and focus on that, but still stay disciplined about the core stuff I want to achieve. If you're also excited about having an awesome year filled with art, then please subscribe to the channel, join the club, join the studio, and I'm genuinely so interested to hear about what your creative work looks like. What are you working on? What are your goals if you have any? And how are you feeling about the new year? Let me know all that stuff, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye!